We don't agree on much, I know that, but I think we can all agree that the world is pretty incredible. It's vast, with many places unexplored, hiding underground cities or undiscovered mountain forms. There's one place above all that hides some of the world's most treasured and forgotten items: Antarctica. It's a place that swallowed a lot of things whole during the Ice Age, but thanks to global warming, we're rediscovering some of those lost treasures. So this right here is the top 5 scary things found frozen in Antarctica. Before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to a few of your comments. Let's jump in. Coming in at 5, Nazi base. This point is half proven and is reliant on theory as well as historical knowledge, dating back over 70 years ago. The theory goes that Germans built an underground station in Antarctica, the same station that supposedly housed Hitler after he didn't commit suicide and instead fled north. These rumors are absurd, we know that, but there may be some truth to the madness. It is fact that Germans really were exploring Antarctica and did build a hidden base not far from the North Pole. Now, the base didn't last long and was abandoned 70 years ago by the Nazis after they were poisoned by the meat of a polar bear. In at 4, bacteria. Now, this one is huge. Underneath the ice of Antarctica, scientists have found microbes and bacteria hiding right under the ice. The samples they took date back 420,000 years, which is insane. Researchers aren't sure if it is a functional ecosystem or, I quote, disorganized hubs of life. One major question people have though is, are these bacteria dangerous? They've been frozen in time for decades. Will the acceleration of global warming and melting ice caps be opening up a Pandora's box for the world? Probably not, but never say never. Coming in at 3, meteorite. Recently in eastern Antarctica, a team from Japan and Belgium discovered a meteorite from Mars. This can be important for our life, considering meteorites carry clues about where they came from and are typically millions of years old. They hold information that we can't possibly learn from our location on Earth, which means we often rely on these giant rocks to bring us answers. More interesting still, a meteorite will have traveled more than 1.6 million kilometers by the time it hits the surface of Antarctica. That's quite the journey, but it's not over. Following the discovery, the meteorite was sent to the Smithsonian Institution Meteorite Library, and from there it will continue to travel, be broken up into smaller fragments for scientists across the globe to examine. Next up at number 2, the pyramid. Yes, you heard me correctly. A pyramid was found in Antarctica. Yes, it's puzzling to hear and shocked many around the world, not just you and me. But let's explore the issue a little closer before beginning to argue the point. Nicknamed the pyramid, this formation is actually a mountain that just happens to look like a pyramid. It was first discovered during a 1910 to 1913 expedition and was surprisingly kept secret. Fast forward 100 years later, with the growth of technology, Google Maps captured this picture of a formation. A geologist at German research center stated, "By definition, it is a nunatak, which is simply a peak of rock sticking out above a glacier or an ice sheet. This one has the shape of a pyramid, but that doesn't make it a human construction. It is not uncommon to find mountains with the peak of a pyramid. However, they are most common in glaciated areas. This just happens to be one of them." And lastly, in at number 1, mountain lakes. Did you guys know that underneath the thick ice of Antarctica's surface there are fully flowing mountain lakes? Scientists first made this breakthrough in 1970 with the help of eco-sounding, technology very similar to radars to locate planes in the sky. There is estimated to be 400 lakes under the 3 kilometers of ice, which is insane. Not only that, but this is just an approximation. Scientists believe there could be twice as many underneath the unexamined regions. It is believed that these lakes were formed during the separation of the supercontinent, which saw Antarctica break away from Gondwanaland. More interesting still, it may not just be the lakes underneath the surface. There is a theory that underneath the ice of Antarctica lies the lost city of Atlantis. Yep, believe it or not, way back when, Antarctica was as warm as Los Angeles, which means that its climate would have been hospitable for humans. It's entirely plausible that before the Ice Age hit, a society could have existed. Whether it was the lost city of Atlantis, well, it's unlikely, but there had to have been something, right? Well, there we have it. What did you guys think of these discoveries? And what are your thoughts on the frozen city theory? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, perhaps we can do a part 2. Before we go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from the last couple days. Kendall Taylor said, "Hey Lucy, do some of your videos you all make keep you up at night in fear? If so, which ones?" Great question, Kendall. I've become pretty desensitized to a lot of horror content. I would say though the stuff that keeps me up at night is true crime, unsolved murders, serial killers, etc. Oh, and of course, a Serbian film. You know how I feel about a Serbian film. Nathan Cohn said, "A good encounter would be with the one and only Lucy McPhee." Let's make it happen, Nathan. I don't think you'll think it's a good encounter when you meet me. Jim Darnell said, "No, where is the polo neck? You washed it 7 days ago, and we dealt with its absence, but a few days later it's back in the blue. I cannot handle this. The planet will crash into the sun, which will fail to rise tomorrow. How am I gonna cope, yet alone sleep tonight? Lucy, please stop this cruelty and keep the polo neck on. Stop changing my fragile world. I need to know that things are as they should be. I'm actually on my knees begging and crying at the moon. For the love of God, stop this horror. Wow, okay Jim, there are honestly no words. I'm so sorry that my outfit choices recently have inflicted you such pain and heartbreak. I promise to only wear your favourite polo neck from here on out. Anything to stop the sun from destroying humanity. It's all we have left. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.